Hi guys, it's Sherry and welcome to The Eyes Have It and a new episode of Toot It or Boot It. Today I chose a subject that was recommended by a subscriber on my last Toot It or Boot It, which I very much appreciated. Thank you very much. So what I'm primarily doing today is sunscreens that are specifically for the face, and also excuse me for the casual, no makeup, crappy clothes. It's been a long day. My knees are really ouchy, and I'm icing my right one right now, and therefore I didn't want to stand on my knees to put on makeup. And plus, I'm just really hot. Whew. Okay. Do I want to start on the high end or on the low end? Let me start on the high end. The facial sunscreen that I'm using now, that I had used before, tried some other things and came back to, is the EltaMD UV Daily Broad Spectrum SPF 40, sheer and lightweight, hyaluronic acid, transparent zinc oxide, UVA, UVB protection, and it's a moisturizing facial sunscreen. So it is a lovely, it's got a little pump. It is a lovely, pretty much like a moisturizer, maybe a whipped moisturizer texture. Goes on really smoothly. Has a lovely light fragrance. I mean, I would almost call it fragrance-free, but it's not quite there. It has a little bit of a fragrance, but it's pleasant. I love it. The moisturizer that's in here is usually not enough for me, but this is Miss Extra Dry Skin talking here. Alright, so that's my fave. That is an absolute boot. I can't think of anything about it that I would... Did I say it was an absolute boot? It's an absolute toot, and I can't think of anything about it that I would boot. Alright. Next is something that I bought last year, I want to say. I don't know how I found out about it. Actually, I think it might have been a daily deal on Amazon. It's called Rejuvel Sunscreen Antioxidant Daily Defense with Clear Zinc Oxide. If you have been around long enough to see my three-part skincare philosophy video, you will have heard me talk about physical sunscreen versus chemical sunscreen. If you are a fan of Angie on Hot and Flashy, you've heard her talk a lot about this too. Chemical sunscreen tends to be an irritant to more people, whereas physical sunscreen like zinc oxide and titanium dioxide is usually not as irritating. This is an SPF 45, UVA and UVB. This is a bit thicker maybe, just a bit thicker than the EltaMD. Let me remind myself of the... Yeah, almost no fragrance. And I really liked this while I was using it. I was very happy with it. Again, I had to add some moisturizer to it, even though it does have moisturization in it. This is a toot, perhaps not as enthusiastic a toot as the EltaMD, but definitely good stuff. No problem at all. And you can get that on Amazon. Oh, and you can get the EltaMD on Amazon as well. Next is something that Angie, speaking of Angie, talked about. She, I think, had been using this or another form of EltaMD, and she switched to this variety. So I thought, well, you know, let me check it out. And this is the EltaMD UV Physical Broad Spectrum SPF 41 Lightly Tinted. That's the difference. These are all white. Oil-free with antioxidants, transparent zinc oxide. Here again, a physical sunscreen. UVA, UVB protection for extra sensitive and post-procedure skin. So yeah, this is skin toned. Being EltaMD, I'm remembering that it doesn't have much. Yeah, even less fragrance than the little one. Yeah. The reason this is third down, I started out with the Tootie Toots and the Pretty Good Toots. This is a pretty good toot. I mean, it's still a toot. But I'll tell you that on me, and I have very dry skin, on me it felt greasy compared to this. Basically the same thing, apparently. One's SPF 40, one's SPF 41. I mean, nearly the same. From the same company. I believe they're both, zinc oxide, transparent zinc oxide. So they've added the color on this one. This one goes on like a lotion, absorbs right in. This one, I get it all spread over, and it feels greasy for a little while until it absorbs. So if I'm feeling that with extra dry skin, I'm still going to toot it because Ultra MD, it's a great sunscreen. This particular formula, not as happy about. Okay. Next down the list is Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Liquid Sunscreen, and this is SPF 70 broad spectrum. Active ingredients: avobenzone, homosalate, octisalate, octocrylene, octobenzone. So this is 100% chemical sunscreen. Here again, I think this was an Angie suggestion. I liked it. I will say it took me a while to get used to, and here's why. It's liquid. That took me some getting used to. The other problem I had in the beginning is I didn't know you're supposed to do this. And that gets everything mixed up. So in the beginning, when I started using this, I hated it. Then I had about, I would say, pretty close to a year and a half where I did use this. Liked it. I mean, I was never like, woo, this stuff is great, you know, but it did the job. In the end, I just kind of got tired of dealing with it. As you can see, it's liquid. There it is on my arm. And it's dripping. There is a fragrance, but it's relatively mild and pleasant. I don't know that I want to go so far to boot it. In its job as sunscreen, it does a pretty good job. It's a very high level of protection. But it is chemical, not physical. And it is very watery and a little harder to apply. So let's call it half a boot. Okay. Last but not least, this was something that was recommended, and I ordered it also from Amazon, by the way. And also from Amazon, by the way. Everything I've showed today can be bought on Amazon. And, you know, so I ordered it because everybody was just like, woo, rave, rave, rave. And here again, it's just bizarre because here I am with the driest Sahara-like skin. And this stuff was just too greasy for me. This is the MD Solar Sciences SPF 50 Mineral Creme. It's titanium dioxide and zinc oxide. It is 100% physical sunscreen. And so one would think I would like it. All right, let me put this up here. I would say this is a little beyond cream and almost to the texture of an ointment almost. Now that smells like sunscreen. Yeah, I can feel that. Like it's on and it's all, you know, it's all rubbed in, but it's like a slick right down my arm. It's just like an oil slick. So, as you may guess, this is a booty boot boot. Okay. I hope that has been helpful. And as with last month's Toot It or Boot It, if you have any ideas of categories that you would like me to toot and boot, please leave them below in the comments section. Take care, be well, and always be yourself, be yourself. Till next time, be yourself. Bye.